In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land.
Or Texas State Legislator James Tallarico.
Christian nationalists have taken Trump as their new Christ because he's everything the first one was not. Jesus was poor. Trump is rich. Jesus was meek. Trump is a bully. Jesus lost, and Trump is obsessed with winning. I honestly think that if Donald Trump and J.D. Vance met Jesus today, they would ridicule him as a single, childless hippie. And in fact, Donald Trump Jr. explicitly rejected Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. He said, turning the other cheek has, quote, gotten us nothing. How did we get to the point where loving your enemy is weak and loving your neighbor is woke? I mean, they are literally rejecting the central teachings of Jesus because those teachings don't serve their own self-interest. Christian nationalism is not about the way of Jesus. It's about the pursuit of power.
And look, I'm certainly no authority on Christianity or any religion, although by birthright, I suppose I'm somewhat of an authority on bagels and guilt, but I can say with a degree of certainty that Donald Trump's platform runs completely and wholly antithetical to the teachings of all religion, but especially Christianity, which makes it so damning that not just he, but the rest of his party go along with him. He and Republicans are moving to strip the sick and elderly of health care by cutting $700 billion from Medicaid, a crucial lifeline for millions of low-income Americans and children, and $300 billion from food stamps and food assistance. They passed tax cuts that overwhelmingly favor the rich, in stark contrast to Scripture condemning luxury. It was Jesus who said it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter heaven. And yet their entire economic agenda is a giveaway to those very people. And then, of course, you've got Trump and the Republican Party attacking immigrants left and right. You've got them condemning these immigrants to countries they've never known or sending them to max security prisons that they have no place being in. I mean, come on, people. Jesus Christ himself was literally a refugee. How much more diametrically opposed to the teachings of Christ could you get than attacking refugees in the name of a literal refugee? Trump and his mouthpieces will hide behind Christianity while supporting policies that stand in stark contrast to the actual values of that religion. I mean, why are we pretending that we don't know what Jesus himself stood for? He was an immigrant who said to help the poor and welcome strangers. Which brings me to my favorite Bible verse, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.